thought it's about time I joined the bandwagon, so to speak. There are so many videos out there of these battery packs. Now this one's slightly different to the others in a few areas where I think it's got some huge advantages. ALLPOWERS, they contacted me through a really good buddy of mine, Stephen and Enif, and little Jasper and little Winnie from Saw Adventures, or is it Jaws Adventures? You're going to be very interested in these ALLPOWER brands. Little pinky finger. This is light. Not worrying about carrying something that's very cumbersome. Don't worry, these have got some high spec features on this. This will run a lot of the items you got out there, most of the items that you would ever want to run a camping. 600 watt pure sine wave inverter is built into this little tiny thing that only weighs 5.7 kilos. That's quite impressive when you can pick it up with your little pinky finger. This is very affordable as well. Life PO4 battery built into this. Good on yous for selling such a beauty little unit like this with the Life PO4. So it's using the very safe technology, Life PO4. Chemistries are entirely different from one battery to another. Some batteries are safe. I don't know about you, but when I'm out camping, I don't want something that's potentially going to burst in flame. This has got the Life PO4 batteries, so it's excellent value for money. Wait till you hear the price. Check the links down below for the latest pricing and the latest deals that I can offer you. This is the solar panel at the small price that I'm going to show you soon. It includes this. If you want to check the latest price, guys, and you can't wait any longer, or ladies, just go pause the video, click on the link below, and there'll be your latest prices there. At the time of filming, you can purchase this with that solar panel. It's around about the $460, $470 Australian. So that's real good value. Quite often a lot of these are priced well over $2,000. In fact, in other brands equivalent to this, some don't have that safer chemistry inside this, are well over $800-900, and you don't get a solar panel with it. This comes with a 5-year guarantee. So if you have any problems with this within 5 years, they will look after you. How cool is this? ALLPOWERS R600. It's an R600, ALLPOWERS R600. So if you're wondering what this one is called. Now ALLPOWERS make other sizes as well. This is one of the smallest ones that they have. And just because it's small and just because it's only priced at $470, guys, don't think it's missing out on anything that the others don't. In fact, this has more than what some of the others that are charging over at $700-800 for a start. For a start. Two, not just one, two. Look at that, two. Now, you might notice, why is this upside down? I thought the same thing when I bought this. Why have they got the power points upside down? But after using it for a while, I know why now. Because, to be frank, a lot of the power points, when you plug them in, if it's the right way round, there's not enough room, there's not enough height. Okay, so then you've got to put this on a table and put this on the edge of the table, or prop it up like that so the plug will fit in. So smart, ALLPOWER, what they've done, and I think this is a brilliant idea, they've turned the plug upside down. And it's got a very bright screen, guys, very bright screen. You can see ALLPOWERS. I've been running a portable massager that I've got because I don't have a power point near with a lounge chair when I sit down watching TV. I've never been able to do that until this, or unless I heard I had to run like 5-6 meters of power leads where there's risk of people tripping over them as they're walking in and out of the lounge room into the kitchen, and I didn't want that. ALLPOWERS is not a new company. They've been around for years. I think they started making these some 10 years ago. Mainly sold in the US. So they're just starting to hit the Australian market now. Now, if you want to purchase these, you can only purchase them through their website. Now, when you purchase through their website, guys, you have to, it's actually in US dollars. But don't worry, they've got stock of these with the Australian plug, so their Australian version, they got stock of these in Australia. And plus, that price I mentioned before includes free shipping anywhere in Australia. They will post this out to you for free. Also, there is an app available where you can sit down on your lounge chair. You won't even have to get out of your chair or your comfy chair or your camping or your comfy chair in your caravan. You just grab your phone and just turn this thing on or off, each different AC, DC. You can change your parameters in this as well. So there are settings you can go into to change it, such as charging speed, etc. There's going to be a series of videos on this. As we get on the next videos, it's going to show this unit actually in use. I'm going to test it and see how far I can push it. And let me tell you, I can push this pretty hard, eh? I've taken this to my sister's house, and this here was able to cook in a 240 volt electric rice cooker, no problems whatsoever. A great feature is, check this out, we've got it turned on. Let me turn the DC on. Let me put the phone up here. Yes, that's right. Did you hear that clink? It's charging, guys. That is charging my phone. That has one of those wireless, magnetic, what do you call them? Wireless output, 15 watt wireless mobile phone charger on the top. So I've got a Samsung here with a fairly thick case. Not only is it a very thick case, you have a look, it's also got this part protruding on there. So, you hear that? It started charging straight away. So all the cheaper brands, names of these ones here, at that price range, does not have that feature. So that's a bonus. That's not something you expect in it. As I mentioned, it's got a live PO4 battery, which is a safe technology, which is similar to what you get in your vehicle, the lithium batteries that we commonly purchase, the live PO4, which is a much safer chemistry. Some of these other brands don't have that safe chemistry. Today, we're always looking for charging points wherever we're going camping, we're going for a road trip somewhere. There's never enough charging points, and the kids are on there with their iPads and so on, and because this will run your iPad, this will charge your iPads, this will charge your laptops, you'll run your laptops with this, it'll charge your phones. And if you got one kid's already got the phone on here, don't worry, you got all these USB ports, and not just that, you also got USB-C ports as well. Obviously, this is not going to have a great big capacity. This is something that you want to use, got easy access to charging it. In saying that, it's still got a fair bit of capacity in this one here, right? Still got a fair bit of capacity, which is around about, let's say, to make things easier for you to understand, and I'll talk more about the technology behind these, the batteries that's installed in these, in another video, so don't make this one too long. Let's say for a 12 volt battery, if this was a 12 volt battery, you'll get equivalent of about 25 amp hours. So you've got about 25 amps of capacity. Nowadays, the technology more talks about watts, watt capacity. They don't talk about the amps as so much, because it can get a bit misleading with the amps when you got something like this. So when they talk mainly nowadays with the technology on the capacity of these, they're talking watt hours. So this has 299 watt hours. So which means, let's say, if you've got a device that draws 300 watts, this is 299 watt hours, you're going to get just under 1 hour. If you've got a 600 watt 240 volt appliance plugged into this, you're going to get half an hour. You might think, oh man, that's a bummer, shit, it's not going to last long. But this is a very fast charge. you can charge this 240 volt cable here, which is included. You don't have to buy any of these accessories, except there might be one if it doesn't come with a cigarette lighter plug, but you can purchase that separately. Actually, while we're talking about optional accessories, you can also buy a carry case with this. ALLPOWERS actually makes a carry case with this, and I've been meaning to go on their website and order that one, because I think it's a great idea to have this stored inside a case. So it comes with this. It charges very quick. Let's show you how quick it charges. So I've got a power board just behind here, plugged into the 240 volt of the garage here. On the side you've got all your plugs where you plug into your solar panel, etc. That should now start charging. So I want you to watch this and see how quick this is charging. So right now it's already 400 watts. So that's charging at 400 watts. I don't know if you can see that. Let's move it a bit closer. Can you see that? So that's 400 watts. So that's inputting in there. So remember, this will charge in 1 hour when it's completely flat. Remember, it's got a 5-year guarantee, and not just that, it's got the Life PO4 battery, which means with the Life PO4 batteries you're going to get a lot more cycles. Some of the ones, a lot of the others with the different battery chemistries on them, if you look at the specs, in fact some of them don't even mention what the life cycle is. This one's rated at 3,500 life cycles. So you can discharge and charge this 3,500 times. Now that doesn't mean it's just going to go completely dead when you reach your 3,500 times. That specification that they mentioned 3,500 cycles, because with time it will slowly lose capacity. After 3,500 cycles you'll still have 80% of the battery capacity in this. Now 3,500 cycles will average use. That's going to be well over 10 years. You'll be able to hand this down to the kids, and then it'll still have a fair bit of life left in it. They'll be able to use to charge your phones, etc. And then you can run out and go buy the U-Butte latest ones out there. How awesome would that be, guys? So it's not a 12 volt battery. This has got a 25.6 volt battery in it, which is a lot more efficient. I got the packaging here and it's got all the specifications written on it, so I'm just reading off it just to make sure I got the right information to use. Right, dimensions are 285 mils by 195 by 190. That is 11.2 inches by 7.6 by 7.5 inches. Solar input. This is a beauty. Check this out, guys. This will handle solar panels from 12 volts up to 60 volts. So you'll be able to plug in your household solar panels, which are a lot more efficient than your 12 volt solar panels. So it's got a built-in MPPT solar regulator on this, so you do not need a regulator. In fact, do not, whatever you do, use this with an additional regulator, a solar panel regulator. You must make sure you go straight from the solar panel into this. And now it does come with the plugs for the solar panels, and I'll show you that shortly. It's got 2 by 220 to 240 volt AC sockets, 600 watts, right, pure sine wave inverter, but it's surge, it'll peak up to 1200 watts. So for example, where you might need something like that, the 1200 watts, is say you're using something like the let's say the rice cooker that my sister had. When you first turn it on, you'll get an initial pretty high spike. So it's got a USB-A output, it's got 2 USBs, which is 18 watts. It's got 2 USB-Cs, 100 watts. So that means you'll be able to plug in your laptops into this via USB-C, no problems. As you can see, it's got a light, it's got variable output, and it's also got an SOS signal. It's got a cigarette lighter plug. Cigarette lighter plugs, 12 volt, 10 amps. Oops, sorry, covering it up as well. Now on the side here, your charging port, as you can see, it's got AC charge, got an AC overload, so if you overload this, don't worry, it will just cut out, and all you have to do to restart it is just push that button. There's a reset button there, and over here on this side here, it's got the solar charger input. As I mentioned before, 12 to 60 volts, 220 watts max. You'll also get this good quality bag with zip with all your accessories in it. So it's got the user manual. There's your solar connector. So as you can see, it uses these type of plugs. It doesn't use the Anderson plugs. Now these are brilliant because they are waterproof. And on the other side, you'll see it's got the plug that goes into your solar generator. So if you've got solar panel within the specs and it's got these plugs on here, and if you don't, they're easy enough to get them fitted. One last feature, main feature that I want to talk about. Now there's many more, guys. I'm going to talk about them in the next follow-up videos, and I will be putting this in use and showing you it in use, especially with the solar panels. Now you can purchase this without the solar panel, so you don't have to have the solar panel if you do not wish to, or if you want to utilize one of your solar panels at home, you're more than welcome to. Just go on the website and check the specifications and make sure that your solar panels is within the specs. But there's another feature on this that many of you are probably not aware of and have not thought about in one of these, is UPS, Universal Power Supply Unit. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you probably own some of these units at home for your computers, your PCs, etc., or your cameras, security cameras, as a backup system. So what it is, it's a battery system that is used as a backup for your power. So you'll have all your appliances connected into it, and then it'll run through 240 volt when the 240 volt's available. As soon as the 240 volt you lose power, you got a storm or something and it loses power, then the battery unit, the battery in the unit then takes over, and then it's got an inverter in them that converts it over to 240 volt. They generally are quite expensive. There are some cheap ones around, but they don't last. What I mean they don't last is the battery energy is not very high in them, and they're not a very safe technology, and they're not a battery that lasts very long. You quite often only get about 2 years. This has that feature. This is a UPS. Let me explain that again. I know it can get a little bit technical, but I'm going to try to explain this in simple terms, because I think this will be a factor that will make the big difference with a lot of use, whether to get this one or another. The fact that it's a UPS, you can use this at home. Okay, you could power your computer, your laptops, etc. If you're working on something, very important document, and there's a storm around, and you cannot risk the computer getting a surge through it or the power going out, first thing you want to do is grab your 240 volt plug and plug it in here, and then plug your computer in here. Now what happens is it's going to bypass basically the battery. It's going to have a direct 240 volt feed coming in from here, going out there. So it's not going to use your battery power. In fact, it'll even charge the battery while you're using the power. So it'll keep the battery top. Now if the power goes out, whether it's a storm, whatever, someone accidentally unplugs it out the wall, you're not going to lose power on your PC or laptop or security cameras, whatever you're running, until that battery's flat. Because then what's going to happen is instantly this is going to kick over your battery. It's then going to power your inverter, and then you are going to have clean 240 volt pure sine wave voltage coming out into your laptop or PC. So that's a perfect backup system there. Now I'm not aware if many of the other brands have that feature, but this one has that feature. And not only that, because it's using the Life PO4 batteries, with the 3,500 recycles, this is going to last a lot longer than some of your proper UPS that you buy at, say, Harvey Norman here in Australia, or at Office Works, etc., and your computer stores. You'll generally will pay even more than what this is, because you can purchase this on its own currently in today's market for not much more over $300 for this without the solar panel. 300 bucks. Now you go uptown and look what you can buy for $300 for a UPS. I can tell you it's going to have an old technology battery. It's going to be very old. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to have less capacity than this, I think. And not only that, it's not going to last anywhere as long. You'll be lucky to get 2 years of battery life out of that, and then you'll have to replace the battery. This here is going to save you money as a long run. So it's also great as a substitute for those type of situations. A cheaper substitute that's going to last longer. So guys, how's that for another feature? Alright, next videos I will have this in use. The links I'm going to show below, so it does show the prices in US dollars. So just be aware of that. Don't get fooled by that. You might go below and see a price of something like $2.99. $300 or whatever, and thinking, wow, that's awesome, I'm going to go buy this, put your credit card in, and then end up getting charged about $470. So you've got to convert it over to Australian dollar. At this stage, at time of filming, if you put something around 300 US, you're looking about 450 Australian dollars. So the prices are in US, but don't worry, you are buying an Australian product, which are, at time of filming, are in stock in Australia. So they'll be posted from Australia, free to your door. I think it's an excellent value, and it's got a 5-year warranty. I'm going to have some links there to the product. So there's more information on their website. Go on there, have a look, check out the reviews. Remember, 5-year guarantee. Remember, life PO4 safe technology battery included in this. And also remember that you are purchasing Australian version, so don't be worried. It's going to rock up at your door and it's going to have a US plugs in it. These are Australian versions, and they are, as the filming this, they are in stock Australia, and they do get shipped out free very quickly, at least at the time of filming right now. Whenever you're watching this in the future, whether it's still free the postage, I don't know. Alright, you're going to have to check, but all the information will be down below. It'll be updated down below. At the moment, there is a deal going, so if you purchase via the link down below, you'll have further savings there. So this is the time, if you're thinking about one of these and you only want one that's less than 600 watt pure sine wave 240 volt, you're not going to get any better value than one of these. Till next time, mate, look after yourself, be kind to everyone. Any questions you want, you can think of, ask down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And till next time, where I'll have videos showing this in action, we'll see you then, eh? Bye.